Hello, my name is Julius Ganella, and I'm going to be the host of this new podcast called App Applicable Applications. Thank you for tuning in. Now, a little bit about me. As I said before, my name is Julius Ganella. I am a freshman here at Lubbock Christian University, and I am an information systems and technology major. A little bit about this podcast, App Applicable Applications. I created this podcast to be able to dive into the world of web apps, softwares, and we will review different types of platforms and we'll see the functionability of these platforms, the user experience, and see how they affect our daily lives. We'll go from productivity apps to entertainment platforms to mobile applications. And as I explore each of these different aspects, I want to be able to provide you guys with valuable insights and perspectives. So, whether you're a tech enthusiast or just a business professional looking for new tools to use for your workflow, or you're just curious about the ever evolving landscape of technology, this podcast is going to be your go to resource. In each episode, I'll be breaking down different apps and software, discussing their features, usability, their strengths and weaknesses. And as we navigate different parts of this vast ecosystem of digital applications, we'll see how much they'll impact us. So get ready to discover game changing apps and gain a deeper understanding of some of your favorite software. Today, we'll be talking about a browser that I've used for a long time and that I think you will enjoy. Today, we will be talking about the browser Arc. Okay. So, Arc. Arc is a browser created by the Browser Company. The Browser Company is founded by Josh Miller and Hirsch Argwal. At the Browser Company, their goal is to create better browsing, and the way they did that was by creating Arc. Arc is a browser that you can download. It's currently available on Mac and iOS, and there's currently an open beta available for Windows. If you go to Arc's website, you will be able to find an option where you can enter your email address. They'll ask you some questions, and you can sign up to beta test the Windows version of Arc. Now, I've used Arc personally for a long time. Arc has been out since April 19th of 2020, and I've had a lot of fun using it. What makes Arc different is the amount of customizable options that you have and the layout. When you first open Arc, it'll give you the option to change the color, the opacity of your browser, make it suitable for you. Then, once you're done and you get to use the browser, the first thing you'll see that is different is that you don't have tabs on the top of your browser. They're all on the side in a sidebar. Now, along with the sidebar is where all your tabs will be. Now, this is so you have full use of your browser. You don't have any tabs taking up the screen. You're able to use the full width of your computer. And if you want to be able to get to your tabs, all you have to do is move your mouse to the left of the browser and it'll pull up the sidebar which will contain all of your tabs. Just like a normal browser, you can pin tabs, save them, put them in folders, but this is where Arc starts to change things up. Arc, they give you an option to make spaces. Spaces are essentially, as the word defines, a space for different tabs. So let's say you have a tab specifically dedicated for work. You have maybe Microsoft Office, you maybe have Google Docs, slides, things related to work. You can create a new space separate where you can store different tabs for maybe relaxation, entertainment, or just something else. And you can go even deeper into that by customizing those different spaces. They allow you to create profiles. So maybe if you want to use a completely different account than the current one you're using for Arc, you can change it up, make yourself a different account. You can change the colors, you can change the profiles, Plenty of options. Um, Next, I want to talk about easels. Easels is a feature that Arc has. Easels allow you to store your images. They allow you to store screenshots, URLs. As I said before, you can store images. You can even type and draw on these easels. So it's a place to save essentially notes that you may have or that you may want to take while you're using your browser. Another feature that Arc has recently released is called Arc Max. Now, Arc Max is the browsing company's essentially their way of stepping into AI. So when you open your browser and you type in Arc Max, it'll pull up a bunch of options for you. So some of the features that Arc Max have, they tidy up your tabs. So what it will do is it'll go through all your tabs and organize them in ways that it will see fit. Anytime you type up a link or you see a link or you open a link, you can hover your mouse over the link and it'll give you the option to, show you a preview of that website so you can kind of see what you're opening before you click on it. By pressing Command F on your MacBook, you'll be able to ask Mark any questions about Arc or just in general and answer it for you in seconds. Also, a new feature that I'm excited about and that I like using, the Chat GPT feature. When you open Max, you have the option to just type up a question and it'll pull up Chat GPT. Arc Max will send that question over to Chat GPT and then it'll give you out your response within your same browser, which is really nice. Another thing I want to talk about, your search bar. Now, while to get to your typical search bar, you can either go to the top URL bar for your browser, or you can open up a new tab and type up your question there. But what Arc does is they take inspiration from Apple's Spotlight feature, where you can search up uh, apps or try and do different commands on your MacBook. Arc, when you press Command T to open a new tab, instead it pulls up essentially a spotlight bar or a resemblance of it, and you can type up whatever you're looking for. So let's say I'm typing up a food recipe. You can press Control T, and instead of having to open a new tab or go on top of your URL bar, it'll just pull up a nice, clean, circular search bar on the top of your screen. You type up what you're looking for, and you hit Enter, and then it'll immediately create a new tab for you, and then you can continue your search from there. Or what you can do is another cool feature of Arc's search feature is you can also essentially use Arc's features throughout your search bar. So you don't have to take your mouse, click around, find these features. You can just press Command T and you can search up some of these features. So you can go and search up Arc Max to use that new ChatGPT feature, or you can search up easels to find all the images that you may have stored, the URLs, anything you may have stored in your easels, which is very nice and very clean. I like that a lot. Arc, when you place your tabs, you have three options. You have your pin tabs, which they will stay there no matter what space you're on. So if you have a different space for personal life, if and then you have a different space for work, those pin tabs will be the same throughout those different spaces, unless you make a personal space, which will not carry those saved or pin tabs over. Then you have just regular tabs that will stay there for that specific space. They don't carry on throughout spaces. And then Arc has this neat feature where maybe you were just searching something up new. Maybe you're just searching up that cooking recipe you wanted to learn about, or maybe a tutorial on how to learn a new instrument. Well, you don't have to close it. Arc will automatically close tabs for you that aren't saved or pinned. Now, let's say maybe you did want to go back to that tab, but it's closed. Well, if you go back to your sidebar and you swipe to the right, it'll pull up essentially a whole new feature on for Arc. So you go swipe to the left, and it gives you options to see any tabs that you've archived. So let's say that cooking tab I was looking for, Arc closed it down because I didn't save it or I didn't pin it. So I go back to my archive tabs and I can go and find that tab that was closed. a nice feature that Arc has is that you can also search for what kind of tab you're looking for. So let's say I had multiple tabs open, but I want to find a specific one. Well, they have a filter. I can filter it by what space it was in. So was it in space one or space two? How was it closed? Did Arc auto close it by itself because I didn't use it or I didn't save it, I didn't pin it, or did I close it myself, but now I want to go back and find it? Arc has that ability for you, so you can be able to find that tab that you're looking for, which is very nice, very cool feature. In this new tab that you're seeing as well, not only can you find tabs that you closed or archived by accident, it allows you to see everything you've downloaded within the browser as well, and any media that you may have saved within Arc as well. Another cool thing I would like to tell you about Arc is related to their tabs feature. So in a normal browser, you press the plus button up top and it pulls up a new tab for you, and you just keep going throughout, just opening any new tab that you would need. Now, let's go or let's think about this. So you open a new tab and you want to separate that tab from the other one. Well, Arc has this feature when if you're searching for something new on a saved or pinned tab, what Arc will do is it'll open a small square box on top of it, whether that be you searching something new or you opened a link. So if I open a link on one of my saved tabs, instead of just creating a new page, Arc will create a small box on top of the page I was previously on, and then it will display everything you're looking at from that link or that new tab you just searched up. Now, if you want to make that tab its own tab, if it's not something you just wanted to look at and then click away, then Arc has a button on the side that allows you to expand it into an actual tab that you can then save, pin, or close if you're done using it, which is a very nice feature. Arc also has Little Arc. Little Arc is essentially a whole window by itself. So instead of getting a new tab, you get a whole separate window. And that window can either be for that specific tab by itself, or it can be another copy of all your other tabs. So let's say I want to have my first space open for my personal life and my second space open for my work life. I can open space 2 in Little Arc, and I can have both my spaces side by side if I want to look at them back and forth. Or let's say it's just one singular tab that I want to look at. Well, I can open it up in Little Arc and it'll have its own separate window, separate from everything else that I can close off when I'm done. And even when you close it off, if I want to go back to it, that feature, I will still be able to find it in Arc's archive tabs in the sidebar, which is another cool thing that I like about Arc. Arc is a great app in my personal opinion. I've been using it since it was available in 2022, and I've loved it throughout. I mentioned before that beta testing for Windows is open and available. If you go to their website and search up Arc on Windows or Arc for Windows, you'll have an option to go to their type form where you'll put in your information. It'll ask you for your PC details, and then and it'll take some time. But then Arc will send over a copy of Windows for you to try out, see for yourself before they fully release it on Windows. My name is Julius Ganella. I am the host of App Applicable Applications. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you all next Wednesday.